What I want to do now is take a moment to individually recognize each person who decided to sign up on Patreon and humanistreport.com to become a member, many of which did so even before I said anything about the YouTube demonetization issue. So I really want to give individual recognition to every single person who stepped up. And if your name is not on the list, if you signed up within the last couple of days, I will be thanking you by name next week. So these are the people who I will be thanking today in alphabetical order, arranged by first name: Aaron Mendoza, Adam Zayas, Alan Yeager, Alexander, Alexi Martinez, Allison Swanson, Amit Singh, Amy Zhang, Andriy Borisenko, Andrew Guerreria, Andrew Hewitt, Andrew Mikesel, Andrew Na, Andrew Walsh, Angelica Duncan, Angelique Shelton, Ann Wooster, Anna Southwell, Annie F., Anu Naik, Anuradha Naik, April Ford, Becky Lynch, Ben Ledesma, Benjamin Lackman, Bennett Harbo, Bernard Rabenald, Bobby Haynes, Boris Yanachkov, Brant Tudor, Brent Golaher, Brian Early, Brian Thomas, Bryant Mark, CC Coutinho, Kale Granilo Weaver, Kara Dennison, Casbro, Charmaine Foltz, Chris Lozano, Chris Pelham, Chris Wood, Christian Peterson, Christian Vale, Christopher Fields, Christopher Gear, Christopher Vasquez, Chuck King, Serenio Ruiz, Claudia May, Clue, Courtney Durham, Daniel GR, Daniel S., Daniel Sullivan, Dat Caddy, David Bonekey, David Brokaw, David Filipiak, David Newberry, David Paladian, Dax Jacobson, Deb Bracknell, Dennis Cloutier, Diego Trejo, Don Cupido, Doreen McGuire, Dude in the Night, Emily Surratt, Emmy Sanchez, Eric Pelkey, Eric Cush, Eric Shin, Aaron Blair, Ernesto Visil, Esmeralda, Frias, Exes, Fabiola Dominguez, Felix, Faye Adelstein, Francisco Antonio Medina Saldana, Frank Black, Frank M. Tenzer, Fred, Free Fox, GBSA, G. Carlin Disciple, hopefully that's George Carlin, if so, that's awesome, Gabrielle Luke, General Jowie, George Bissett, George W. Shannon, Gilda Mosley, Gone Artsy, Grant Keeling, Harvey Emmerich, Hayden Ellison, Heather Knifer, Hector Manuel Menivar Valdez, Holly Edgecombe, Howdy Doody, Humza A, IB Koliosho, Isan Hassoun, Ian Neal, Ingrid LaPlanche, Irving Gonzalez, Isamu Kusaka, Jack Harwood, Jack Robalito, Jack Sorrell, Jacob Lee Cowles, Jacques Lafere, Jake D. Hagood, Jacob Barber, Jalen Caudill, James Wengro, Jan Henning Clayson, Jason Early, Jay Riddle, Jeff Cleese, Jenny Wu, Jerry, Jessica, Jimmy Com Kwong, Jethan Vijayan, Johannes Merkel, John Robinson, John Tuca, John Harvey, Jonathan Milstein, Jonathan Spencer, Jonathan Vasquez, Jorge Alvarez, Joseph Novella, Joseph Terre, Joseph Wilson, Joyce Maddox, Julio, Justin Murphy, Kamar Bennett, Kathy Diane Sizemore, Katrina Coffey, Ketsi, Kevin Dolan, Kiersner Garcon, Chris Chandler, Kyle Herbert, Lachlan Whitehall, Larry Vieira, Laura Smith, Leanne Ann Hurst, Leon Chow, Linda Sharp, Lindsay aka Snee Momsen, Lorenzo McGregor, M Street, Majid Riaz, Marcus Tomasi Sardi, Maria Arefea, sorry if I'm butchering some of your guys' names here, Martina Holzbecker, Mary Ellen Wilson, Mary Jane Hackney, Matt Russell, Matthew Fontana, Matthew Zeldon, Michael DeVoe, Michael Irwin, Michael Remy, Michael Ross, Miguel Angel Pablo, Mitch McDonald, Moises Estrada, Martin Wastason, Nancy Kohler, Nancy Underhill, Niamwich, Nick Luro, Nick Spiropoulos, Nicole DeVita, Nico Murphy, No Alternative, Nzinga Eduardo, Orlani Silvio, Fat, Paige Hafner, Patrick Babcock, Perry Ramstad, Peter Harrison, Peter Petrov, Peter Willett, Philip Morrison, Pierre Richardson, Rachel Rasmussen, Rachel Steele, Rachel Stoker, Ramiro Lopez, Rebecca Delane, Rebecca Taylor, Reese Davidson, Ricardo Contreras, Ricardo Montalban, Richard E. Flores, Richard Marcelin, Richard Reich, Robert G. Houston, Robert Greenhouse, Robert Turani, Robert Jimenez, Ruben Nieres, Ryan Harper, Ryan Shaver, Rin, Samuel Soon, Sanj Shima, Sarah Creighton, Scott Blanford, Scott Bloom, Sean Sunija, Sean Wins, Sapir Amourpour, Seth Pitts, Sharam Ali, Shane Dean, Cheryl Garnick, Shirley Hickman, Simon Bowl, Spencer Morris, Stephen Byrne, Stephanie Estrada, Stephen Lobolita, Stephen T. Kesey, Stephen Capra, Stephen Frenette, Stout Ninja, Susan Sochko, Swami Amala, Ted Ingalls, The Bibbling Prophets, Thomas Geiger, Thomas M. Ward, Tim Bowie, Timothy M.A., Tom Anderson, Toshkin Cooper, Toscon Cooper, Trayvon Hudson, Tree Chu, Tissam Vang, Tricia Miller, Vaughn Jenkins, Vish Singh, Wakia Smith, Wiley Harp, Will Carter, Win Carter, Yarrow, Zach Bergman, and Zachary Hughes. Thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. You guys really, you gave me a lot of hope, and I'm not just speaking for myself. Like any of you who signed up to be a patron, for anyone, Kyle Kalinske, Jimmy Dore, Benjamin Dixon, you really have made our weeks that much more manageable. You've been so inspirational. You've come to the rescue of us in many cases, again, before we even asked you to. Thank you all so much. Let me apologize for butchering many of your names. As someone who gets his last name butchered all the time, I know how it feels, but I'm so sorry for doing the same thing to you. Thank you all to these people, really.
Support this podcast by joining the independent progressive media revolution today at humanistreport.com.